Let's get the details on that Carvana story. The litmus test for speculation in markets, almost as good as crypto when this thing has hovered with bankruptcy so many times. What's the latest, Renita Young?
Well, today this stock is skyrocketing this morning after beating expectations, of course, for revenue and on a lot of other line items in its report. Now, the company reported second quarter revenue at $2.97 billion. The consensus was $2.59 billion. While that was still a decline year over year, it beat the expectation that analysts had. Adjusted EBITDA came in at $155 million, and the company did sell less retail units than last year, 76,530 to be exact. A few of the other metrics here: gross margin came in at almost 17%, and SG&A expenses were significantly lower versus last year. They came in at $452 million. That was versus last year, that was $721 million. You saw the net loss margin actually narrow from the year before as well. Now, meanwhile, Carvana did announce a deal to restructure its debt, and that's what's got a lot of investors excited this morning. It wants to eliminate more than 83% of Carvana's 2025 and 2027 unsecured note maturities. The deal will also lower the required cash interest expense by over $430 million per year for the next 2 years. And it'll reduce Carvana's overall debt outstanding by more than $1.2 billion. Now, this is a partnership with Apollo, and the company said it's going to significantly increase the financial flexibility of Carvana by doing all those things that I just mentioned. So Apollo's supporting this debt exchange agreement, and they're hoping overall to be able to just strengthen Carvana's financial position so that it can put into place a lot more of the things that the company has. And also, one thing to note, that the company says that it's done a significantly good job at cutting costs as well over the past 12 months. It achieved more than $1.1 billion in annualized cost reductions for the company. So yeah, that's why this stock is just skyrocketing this morning.
So it's a little bit of a combination of doing better than expected, with a big, kind of sentiment injection with the bond restructuring that puts off some of the pressure, gives them more runway. I mean, business model-wise, still seems like plenty of proving to do from here. And we'll see what kind of sales they can generate and if it actually picks back up. And so all right, but they get more runway. That's the key. Is they can push that debt further out. All right, big winner this morning. Microsoft's also update too. Let's talk about that. Even though this is not going to be for this earnings, market's already made up its mind about the copilot program, seems like.
It has. It's because it shows that this company is serious about AI, and it's actually putting those tools into action and out to the market more so than the initial jump that we saw with this company. Now, yesterday we learned that it will charge the 365 Copilot business for businesses $30 a month per user, per company, for the Copilot program. And that's going to be able to, according to the company, jumpstart creativity in Microsoft Word. It'll help analyze data in Excel. They say it'll design presentations for you in PowerPoint. It'll even help the relationships between the company and its customers. They say it'll also summarize meetings in Microsoft Teams, among other features. And of course, this morning, analysts are bullish. That's really the big news, how bullish analysts are on this stock because of it, and they raised their price targets. Now, JP Morgan raised its price target to $385 from $350, keeping it at an overweight. The analysts called this, the actual price of it, an upside shocker, not expecting it to be $30 a month per user. But obviously, it feels like people will either pay or investors are positive on it because it continued to raise the price target, right? Mizuho raised its price target to $420 from $380, keeping it it at an overweight rating. They said that this would represent about $60 billion of incremental revenue opportunity. And the timing still remains a question, by the way, but Wells Fargo does expect a significant contribution to Office revenue over time through the Office 365 Copilot. And then one other really small piece of news, right? Really small. Meanwhile, Microsoft and Activision Blizzard this morning, they had a deadline extended to be able to close their deal for October. So we've been hearing news lately about it getting clearances over in the UK and getting some level of clearance in the United States. But this just widens out the deadline to close that deal, to give it a little bit more time to jump over the hurdles that it needs to jump over to be able to make it a done deal.
All right, regulators softening up, deadlines getting pushed, Carvana bonds getting cleaned up, AI writing our thank you emails for us. What a world. What a world. All right, thanks, Renita. Appreciate it. I don't really get the whole let's have AI write our thank you emails to each other. Why even write them? Just send a text then. All right.